we have a little bit of time here, so we'll go into like, top-down analysis from, like the weekly time frame down. But really nothing has changed all that much because we're still on our way to the all-time highs. So I still think that is going to be more so the bias on the weekly and the daily time frames. And then, we have the opportunity to play some corrective moves to the downside when we see good setups and good targets. And to me, I feel like I see a good target, which is still the target from Friday, which is still that same sell side liquidity level that never ended up getting taken at the end of the week last week, which was, it kind of surprised me. It just, we had, so many stacked equal lows down here that to me, that still is a great liquidity pool to target when and if a bearish PD array forms. And, now we've got a lot of trendline liquidity stacked up all along here. So to me, this is just a ticking time bomb, really, for price to come take all of this out. And I believe, so this is the London low from today. We're already kind of running the highs on that. The way that I trade is, when I see things that oppose my idea, if I'm in profit, I'll just protect myself, right? If I see something that could make my trade lower probability or something that I feel could be a reason I could lose if it came back, I'd rather just play it that way. And in hindsight, once you're stopped at break even, the session's over, you go sleep it off and come back the next day. It's like, it's not that big a deal, right? It's much worse to see something against you and then keep risk on, and then you purposely just kind of take a loss out of just being stubborn, which I've done that as well. And that feels much worse. But yeah, price is still only ever looking to do the same. I mean, it's the same shit on repeat every single day. And that'll never change, because you got to think, with each printed candle, there's new opinions coming into the market. There's new entries, there's new stop losses, there's new buy stops, there's new pending orders. So that's never going to stop, right? Like there might always be a predominant direction that price is headed in on a monthly, weekly, daily objective. But you got to think, we're trading on, we're, call it what you want, this is technically pretty high frequency trading, right? We're looking at 1 minute charts, 5 minute and below. I would say is very, we're scalpers at the end of the day. And all we got to do is just execute when we see a good trade that aligns with what we feel the draw and liquidity is. And as long as we do that, good risk management, you guys know the drill. That's all it is. That's all it is. Nothing really, nothing too scientific about it, I don't think. I don't like about this right now is this. We just hit a 5 minute gap. So like if price just bounced back up right now, and then traded into this gap that's potentially being left open, it's going to be left open probably here on a 30-second chart. I wouldn't really care for it as much, but if this gap got traded through, that'd be quite a bit better, quite a bit nicer. Minute and a half left on this 5 minute candle. Odds are we're going to be able to watch this thing close. I'm going to say if it shoots back up here in the next minute, I'm probably just going to wait. But yeah, if we can get a close below here, now we're starting to see bullish PD arrays get disrespected. I'm not really too concerned about this one right now, just because this move down didn't take any liquidity out. We're just engineering more trendline liquidity, and we're seeing a bullish PD array now get disrespected. So I would feel more confident that will continue, at least till the opposing liquidity pool is taken. 20 seconds. Looks like we will get that close below, guys. So here's what I'm going to do. Might just mark out 50%, slap an entry right at equilibrium of this price leg. Oh, hang on. I'm going to go back to the 5 minute chart quick. That's like the worst possible close I could have asked for. We traded through the 2 minute gap. I might just do it. I might just enter with lighter risk. I might just slap one contract on, see how it feels. I'm gonna do that, guys. I'm gonna put one con on right now. I went short. Just seeing how it feels. You can wait for this entry if you want, I suppose. Stop right here. Buy stop. If we would have got a better close in this, I would have. I'm on my 150K, so I'd probably do 2 or 3 contracts, but I'm just gonna. I'm reducing risk because I didn't get the close I wanted on that 5 minute. I don't know. Ouch. Alright guys, I got stopped out. Because of the SMT that's present, I will still play the setup again, only if we trade through. We did just close through that gap. I want to see a little bit more of a push. 2 minute just closed. Traded below this 2 minute gap. Alright guys, I'm going to put one contract on short now. And I probably will add if we pop back up to here. But I'm in on NQ for right now on just one contract. I will add only if it pops up, but I want to see it, like, you know, show respect. And then I'll jump in. Otherwise, I'll just take this thing down to, I mean, you know, this last manipulation leg will, let's mark this out now. 2 to 2.5 standard deviation. Even 1 to 1.5 down to here. I'm at a 1 to 3 right now as it sits. If I go to just like this low, 2.5R. So we'll see what we do once we trade down to here. Because this is trendline liquidity, I would like to see it gain a lot of speed through there. So I might have the opportunity to get a little bit more out of it. Not getting the close I want. 2, 1, yeah. So I'm not going to add until we close back below here. 5 seconds left on the candle. Can we get a good close? Looks like we will. I was going to say if we come back up to that gap, I might throw one more contract on. We'll let this close too. We got 15 seconds on it. If we close below 50%, I will throw one more on. 3, 2, 1. All right. I put one more on. We'll see if we get it. Brought my fill higher than I thought it would. Risking just under, oh, probably just gonna go stop right here. 13.5. Want to see this be the high, so if we come up above here, probably getting ran out anyway. I just got stopped out again. I'm 0-2, down 0.5%. That'd be something if this actually didn't run this high. The only thing that's going through my head is that, you know, we didn't technically violate the high. We just violated this recent high that I moved my stop above. As of right now, if it reverses, that's just like extremely unfortunate. So I set a sell limit, guys, for this 3 minute gap. It's also a bearish gap, looking like it will form a bearish gap at least. It's a bearish gap on the 1 minute, 2 minute. I might even start scaling in if it comes back up, now that I look at this 2 minute chart. I got room to go on this. Obviously, I got plenty of open risk if I'm going to risk up to 0.5%. That's what I'm thinking I'll do. Just so I don't get completely left behind in a worst case scenario. I'm going to market execute a short right here. Or once we get into this gap, and then if we work up higher, I might tack another one on. Try to play it like I was trying to play it up here. 30 minute gap. Yeah, we still got a little bit to go to that. If we hit that first, I probably will not jump in. But that's where, for those of you guys that didn't get stopped out with me, if you're still in, it's the same low we had marked out for going risk free. Alright guys, I hopped back in right now, just one con, and unfortunately, like if it dumps from here, I mean, this is risk free no matter what. I feel like we kind of have to, because it's a 30 minute bullish gap. I mean, if you were still in from up here, that's just fantastic. You can be risk free and have more grace. And if I get the opportunity to do this, aka adding another one, I'll do the same thing. I want to let a candle come up and show that it's going to actually close and respect. This gray zone is a 2 minute inversion gap. Pretty curious as to why price action is more choppy, lesser No. I mean, today makes a lot of sense. It's no news Monday, right? So we kind of actually anticipated it to be choppy. I would say the first attempt I went short was, I mean, I purposely did light risk for a couple reasons I pointed out. So there were a couple things that obviously gave us a reason to feel like we should lighten the risk a little bit, like the 5-minute candle close that we didn't get below that 5-minute gap fully, but we got it below the consequent encroachment. And we're in the strong, I mean, let's call it what it is. We're trading right now what's been showing us the most strength out of the 3 indices. So then we jumped up, kind of created that new SMT here on a 1 minute. And that's why I took the second entry that I did. Okay, guys, I'm risk free. If you guys got that better entry, I'm a little bit jealous because you guys, one, got more room to play with here. And if you want a partial, obviously you can, depending on your risk and stuff, but it's up to you. In hindsight, it's easy for me to say this. I regret moving my stop when I could have just like more often than not, I'm going to get away with it, but I regret it just because like I'm saving myself 2 points. And me saving those 2 points is the difference between being in profit up here or where I'm at. So in hindsight, I can be self-critical and say that was clearly a mistake. Something I'll have to learn from and not make that mistake again. One area to watch if we trade lower here would be maybe that consequent encroachment of this gap. Not to have too much stuff on our chart, but I'm kind of left with because of the way that I was trying to partial into this. I feel a little bit forced right now that I just have to hold it. I need to get I want to let one trade make back what I lost trying to get short up here. Just gotta let the math and the risk reward over time play out in my favor, and if I cut it too short, then I'm not really doing that. Peace out, Orion. Good work. I'm glad. Yeah, for those of you guys that caught or I guess just didn't get, I really just kind of screwed myself. That's really all it is. I did that to me. I can't get mad at anyone other than myself. That's really what it comes down to. Yeah. I mean, if you guys were holding the first trades, you guys are good. The reason I'm dropping down like time frames and stuff, I'm not totally opposed to closing it if I feel convinced that price is not going to go any lower. So I'm looking for like bearish gaps that might be getting traded through and seeing if they hold as inverse. I really only see anything on like the 30-second chart right here. Worried me for a second. We'll see what it does. I think if I see like another candle close above that, I might just pop out. Otherwise, I want to see it keep obviously continuing lower. I'll kind of do the same thing like if we hit New York midnight and then like we trade through a bearish gap there, I'll close it there. Alright guys, I am closing it. So I just closed it. So that's still unfortunate. I'm actually still right on the day. That sucks. Yeah, so I think all in all I'm down now probably a little less than like 1/4% on the day. And yeah, man, again, just kind of comes down to like just little differences. Literally 2 ticks was the difference in me right now being green or red on the day. So it's crazy how much, again, just a little thing can make all the difference in the world. But yeah, I won't make that mistake again. That was foolish. All I was doing was saving 2 points. I don't know why I did that. Trying to get fancy with it. And I will talk to you guys. I'll talk to you guys in 90 minutes when lunch is over. Enjoy the rest of your guys' Monday. If you guys need anything, reach out. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys later, and I'll see you guys on the session tomorrow. Peace out, everybody.